This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verses 5 through 8. And they read, verse 5, Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Verse 6, For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it. Verse 7, Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and whose hope Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is. Verse 8, For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazar from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And this opening scripture is pretty much getting into this dumb election that's coming up. You're just watching the pulse of things, and Jake is really lost, putting their faith and trust in this system that has constantly proved over and over and over again that that they hate us. Number one, because they know who we are, and they know what we're coming into. Unfortunately, 2/3 of our people don't know that. That's why they're rushing behind this melanated person, Kamala Imhoff. That's her married name. She's married to a small hat. All right. Um, you know, Records show that she was a descendant of a slave owner. Okay, that's the second thing, and I don't know anyone who's seen, and I'm not a big fan of Candace Owens, but she has done extensive research on the lineage and heritage of this woman. And we in Great Millstone didn't need that to know that she's not one of us. All right, um, from the standpoint that we know they because they know who we are, they will never let Jake um, get that close to that office. Okay, that will never happen. You know, this place is not our rest, according to Micah 2:10. We are not supposed to be successful here in any way, shape, or form, especially in their system that was created to be against us from the jump. All right, and I'm gonna get into that. All right, um, you know, here again, but and as Jake is just lost, especially the so-called black woman in this thing. She's severing friendships because of people who have a different opinion. If you've seen in the media recently, they want to cancel Janet Jackson because she had the same sentiments that this is not a so-called black woman or not an Israelite, and she's not one of us. Point blank. Period. You know, same was her other melanated predecessor, Obama. You know, it was easy with his name because you could trace him right back to his land with his last name. That was no secret. But her, she got into one of those HBCUs. I mean, well groomed. But here again, you know, um, descendant of a slave owner. Her husband is a small hat. And not for sure about her running mate, but you look him up. He has huge ties with the small hatters. Huge. Okay. And as we know throughout history, the small hatters are the ones who not only finance the transatlantic slave trade, they own the ships. You know, 78% ownership, if I recall. I know I had that somewhere, but if I find it, I'll put it in the description box with the articles that are coming up. But something that she did, and I'm not going to even get into Trump. You know, he's an Edomite. You know what GMS stands with Edomites. He's also believed to be the reincarnation of Nero, and you go through the history. You can look that up on your own, knowing what Nero did to the Israelites. All right, so no need to really talk about him because he's an Edomite. You know, our number one enemy. You know, even though brothers from the same womb, same lump, number one enemy. So, and he's fooling a lot of Jake too, but you know, we're not worried about it because you know, according to the scriptures, we're not supposed to be voting anyway. But this is something that I came across, an article, and I'll put the link in the description box. It says Kamala Harris, or Kamala Imhoff, vowed to kickstart America's reparation process. And yeah, I'll go get this clip here. Yeah, right here. I'll play it for you. And got some information on that. Hold on.
Sign that bill if it came across your desk.
When I am elected president, I will sign that
Let me play that again. See, it's a big joker to her. Let me play that again.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved, if you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
bill. When I am elected president, I will sign that
Now you heard it, and you heard all, you know, pretty much the so-called Negro woman all cheering in the background, thinking she's gonna do that. But what you don't know is this, and this is right off of the website from congress.gov. I'll put a link to this in the description box too. This is HR 4321, HR meaning for a House Resolution number 4321, No Bailouts for Reparations Acts. Okay, this is a bill that was introduced in 2023 by the 118th Congress, all right? And this is an overview of the bill. It says HR 4321, a bill to prohibit the United States government from providing bailouts or other financial assistance to any state or local government that enacts any law providing reparations for slavery and for other purposes, to the Committee on Oversight and Accountability. They hate us, Jake, and you still think they're going to love you. There it is in black and white. And these are all the people, this next paragraph, everyone who signed off on it, you know. And and what this is pretty much saying. So let's say if this was a law in place back when Hurricane Katrina happened, all right, down in Louisiana. If this law was on the books, and if it was a law, it's just a bill right now, but you can see they already have measures in place, and it doesn't take, you know, they will pass it real fast too, if need be. But back what I was saying, if this bill was a law back during the time of Hurricane Katrina, what they're saying here is that there wouldn't have been any bailouts, no FEMA, no nothing. New Orleans would probably still be underwater right now, okay, 19 years later, because of this bill, if Louisiana had made a way to give reparations for slavery, which we know that's one of the worst states, Louisiana, Alabama, all those southern states. They're not going to do it anyway. But this is just to give you an idea of what measures they're going to go to. All right. And like I said, this went on the books back in 2023, and which leads me to believe, on a separate note, the the last survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, that's why Oklahoma denied them. Okay? Even though those survivors were still alive, and everyone knows what happened down there. They were denied reparations for what happened to them in the Black Wall Street massacre. All right? So, you know, she's laughing and shaking hands with, Al Sharpton, who is on record of being an FBI informant, okay? And we know how the FBI felt about Jake a while ago, J. Edgar Hoover. You know, the building's named after him, all right? And he's on record and, quote unquote, saying if the black people is going to have a Messiah, we'll be the ones to give it to them. That's number one, and number two, the biggest threat to the United States is Negro unity. you know, so, and he's working for him, Al Sharpton. Yeah, that's public record. He was an FBI informant. Okay. So yeah, you got this Kamala Emhoff line. She knows this thing is on the books. All right, but she also knows it's not going to pass. That's why she can say that. Oh, well, I don't have the power. I just have to sign it. It has to pass, and that will pass if they have to put it in place. Okay. One other thing I found out about her recently is that Slocky, these ads. Longtime Oklahoma Republican Mickey Edwards makes waves with Kamala Emhoff endorsement. She puts Harris there, but she's married. Okay. And here's the key statement right here. Longtime Republican Oklahoma legislator and Heritage Foundation trustee is making waves this week after he endorsed Democratic nominee Kamala Emhoff for the U.S. president. Legislator for the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is the group, behind the Project 2025. So what's up with that? It's a whole fiasco, and Jake, being distracted by Diddy, Cardi B sleeping with someone else while she's pregnant. I mean, you're not paying attention to the real stuff that's going on. All right? You're not paying attention to the real stuff. The most important things, and namely, that's your salvation. That's because you are trusting in this man. You definitely trusting in him. All right? But you're not supposed to be dealing with this election, Jake. Not at all. All right? Not at all. Let me get that. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 15. And it reads, Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And it has been proven, Kamala Harris or Emhoff is of another nation, and so was Barry Soetoro, also known as Barack Obama. They, they are melanated, but they are not us. What's that song? That they not like us? No, they are not us. But they know who we are. They know exactly who we are. You know, every other nation that was harmed by the United States had something specific for them. Okay, the Japanese, the Chinese. Okay, we didn't have shit to do with. When I say we, now I won't even say we because I'm not a part of this place. Rise ye and depart. Micah 2:10. The United States didn't have a damn thing to do with that hoax in 19, around World War II, but you're paying them reparations. Go figure. You still funding them to this day. Had nothing to do with it, but you paid them. All right. And these people, neither one of them, but as what's that saying? All skin folk ain't kinfolk, and they're not. They're absolutely not people. But Jake, so gung ho about a melanated person. You can put the information right in front of them. They won't believe it. But you know who's gonna get burned by this the most? Hoodwink. And I heard one lady saying it. I don't care. She's black. No. Okay. And then here again too, go to Bouvier's Constitutional Library and Black's library and look up the word black as it pertains to people. It's nothing. Property. You have no value on this soil. And how many times they got to prove this to us? All right. And that's what you're going to keep getting into, Jake, by calling yourself black and believing in it. But hey, somebody's got to play that role. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. Begin at verse 1. And it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." And you rebellious children, he telling our people not to vote. You going around and voting, okay? Getting all gung ho, getting mad at people who won't, you can tell them, point blank, period. It's the you choosing between the lesser of two evils. Well, we don't have a choice. Well, you do have a choice. Obey Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai rather than men. Okay. According to Acts 5:29. All right. But Jake's not going to do that. They think these people are going to really look out for him and save him when she told you on record, I'm not going to do something just for so-called black people. And then she said that in the third person, okay, which is letting you know she not like us, letting you know that, all right. And that's the thing. You're taking their counsel and not the counsel of the Most High, Keep your mind on him. Isaiah 26:3. He will keep us in perfect peace as long as our mind is stayed on him. And I'll get to that. He says, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt, Egypt meaning the house of bondage, okay? Going back to the word Mizraim, meaning straits, keeping us in straits, okay? That have not asked at my mouth, Who is his mouth? The prophets, all right? To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and that's what Esau Edom is today, the modern day Pharaoh, Okay, even though she's from uh, uh, um, Indian, her husband is a small hat. All right, and she's on record for pledging everything to APAC, which is run by the small hats, the 1948ers. Okay, and go back to that, and it says that go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, so you're trusting in those who are on record of oppressing you. Okay, go right ahead. Because it's to the point to where, hey, it's all about the elect now. So that's how you want to roll. Fuck you. You know, die with this place. All right. Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. And we know that word confusion goes back to the Hebrew word babal. Okay. And this is the place of confusion. Babylon the Great. All right. And you're gonna be ashamed when this all shakes out. I mean, her predecessor in front of her, he gonna tell you, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Well, you're not black anyway. But you let somebody else dictate your nationality. Your enemy dictate your nationality, and you don't want to listen to the people who telling you what your nationality is, week in and week out on the highways and byways and doing these video epistles. All right, so it's getting to that point. Fuck you, because we seeing stuff pop off. These signs in the heavens with the moons. Iran just retaliated on isn't real today. All right, they now then started something with Yemen. All right, so this is about to go down in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. All right, according to Joel chapter 3. All right. So yeah, you putting your trust in Egypt, the place where you're in bondage at. You're not taking counsel of the Most High. What's the counsel of the Most High? To make sure that you're safe. You know, have faith and keep His commandments. All right, but only His elect are going to do that. The 2/3 are not. All right, and you're gonna pay a heavy price for that. That's for real. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37, beginning in verse 7. And this is dealing with the council. Okay. Verse 7, and it reads, every counselor extol the counsel, but there is some that counsel for himself. There's good advice and there's bad advice. All right. Point blank, period. But, I just showed you who we're supposed to take counsel from back in Isaiah chapter 30. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But y'all want to take counsel from Esau Edom. All right. Verse 8. Beware of a counselor and know before what need he hath. For he will counsel for himself, lest he cast the lot upon thee. Okay. We don't have to beware of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We know what his counsel is. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and doing the best of our ability while we're in this captivity. All right? But when it comes to Esau, like it says, he will counsel for himself, lest he cast a lot upon thee. All right? He's got an ulterior motive, when he's giving you advice. Like, feeding you some bullshit to go vote for him. Both sides. Both sides are feeding you bullshit. All right? Both sides. And that's just the way it is. All right? In verse 9, he says, and say unto thee, thy way is good. And afterwards he stand on the other side to see what shall befall thee. So why you heading to them polls? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, once those votes are certified and they're in office, that thank you comes to straight fuck you. And that's what they have done throughout history. Throughout history. You know, Lyndon Baines Johnson is on record for saying, you know, and I paraphrase, you know, I will have those niggers voting Democrat for the next 200 years. Well, so far he's undefeated, almost 60 years after the so-called civil rights movement. And what a lot of people don't know, just before he signed that, he threw in the Skittles Nation, you know, the alphabet people, just before he signed that. Once again, it was nothing. They would never give anything specific for Jake unless other people benefit from it. You know, they just showed you that most recently with that Juneteenth holiday. It wasn't a holiday for Jake. Everybody got it off. Everybody benefited from it. But Jake's just dumb like that. All right. You know, I'm gonna close out here with Salakia, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, beginning verse 9. And it reads, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. It's talking about his elect, okay? Those who are going to hear the voice of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay? And such as be faithful in love, keeping the commandments, he said, John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, the Israelites, according to Psalms 148, 13 and 14. And he hath care for his elect. Okay, that's the 1/3 of Israel, according to Zechariah chapter 8, verse 14. The 1/3. Okay, the third part that he's going to bring through the fire. All right, that will know his name, and you're going to be his people. All right. Verse 10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. That's talking about you 2/3. Okay? You're going to be punished. You know? You think this man is going to be your savior? Hell no. He's not. And you're going to find out here real soon. You know, things are starting to pick up now. You know? And since I was talking about the 1/3 and 2/3, I'll go ahead and I'll close out with Zechariah chapter 8. I'm Slakia, chapter 13, verses 8 and 9. All right. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And that 2/3 is the wicked of Jake. You know, as the scriptures are saying, 1 Peter 4, chapter 17 and 18, you know, judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, you know, the house of Israel. All right. Beginning with the ones of you who know the law. All right. And mislead the people. All right. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire and refine them as silver as refined, and will try them as gold is tried, you know, taking out those impurities, you know, making us pure, valuable. All right. They shall call on my name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh meaning he to be, he is, he exists. Okay. Ba'ashem in the name, Yahushai. you know, meaning he saves and he delivers, okay? As Acts 4 and 12 says, there's none other name given under heaven by which salvation can come, roughly paraphrasing, all right? He says, and I will hear them, because you're calling on the right name. You know, you can't be calling him these other whack names and expect him to respond to you. Who does that? You don't even do that. You know, somebody calls you the wrong name. It's like, you know, who the fuck you talking to? You know, it ain't me. That ain't my name. All right? And he says, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai is my power. All right? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala. We got next. Abad Babal.